Welcome and Count here from Imagine Crafts. Today we're going to create these fun treat boxes. Let's go over the products I used to create these projects. I used the Kaleidacolor in Vineyard, Delicata Gold Glitz ink. We're going to use this to create some of our feathers. And here's what they'll look like when they're done. And then our Kaleidacolor in Vineyard, we're going to use that to create the other feathers for our boxes. Here I'm going to grab the sample that I used. So this is going to be an easy technique. If you've never seen Kaleidacolor, they are several colors of ink in one pad, and they're separated. Once you shift that little tab over, they'll come together. So you're going to use these two inks, our Terra tape, and our on-point glue. We're going to work with two shades or several shades of cream colored cardstock. This is 80-pound weight, nothing too heavy. Here we're going to use some dies, but of course you can use SVG files or cut these by yourself. This is a small fry box, and this is from InkyStamper, and from the Maker's Movement I'm going to use holly leaves and berries. I also have some scraps left over from my fall projects. This is some sheer firework sprays and Ladybug, Cottage, ivy, and bamboo leaves that I save. I save all those scraps to create little projects like this. Alright, so let's jump into it. I'm going to start with inking up our panel for our feathers. I'm going to use the Kaleidacolor in the Vineyard, and I'm going to shift my tab over. So since it's got that little tab, I can't quite glide it on my paper, so I have a little mouse pad underneath. That was it. That was the whole technique. Just slide your ink directly to your paper, close your ink, set it apart. Now once it dries, you can start die cutting. I've already die cut two feathers, so I want to show you. If you don't have a die, simply doodle a feather, or have the kids doodle a feather and just quickly fussy cut it out. This is a no stress, quick, easy table setting treat box. For our gold feathers, we're just going to do the same thing, a direct to paper with our Delicata and golden glitz. I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to die cut our feather or fussy cut it however you would like. And that's all I did there when I die cut my gold feather. So I cut my gold feather more than once because I'm going to use that little insert, because my die has a little cutout center on my feathers, and I'm going to use that more than once. For our little turkey face, I use Memento markers. For our little face, I use rich cocoa for the eyes. For our little beak, I use Cantaloupe. And for the little wattle, I use Rhubarb Stalk. You can have the little kiddos do this. If you're worried about them using your Memento markers, have them use their markers or their color pencils. And I just kept it simple. Two ovals for the eyes, triangle for the mouth, and the little S shape for the wattle. So as you can see, my feathers have that little opening, and I want to fill it in. So I'm going to use flip it over, use some Terra tape, and then I'll flip it over, and now the little area that's cut out is exposed, the adhesive is exposed. I now place the little part that pops out into that, and I want to clean up the back, and I also want to add some stability to my feathers. So I cut a little strip of the same cream cardstock, and I just peel off the backing of the Terra tape, and then I'll add that little strip to the back. So now I have a nice cluster of 3, and I'm going to adhere that to the back of my box. So I arrange my feathers how I like them, and then I'm going to go ahead and die cut once again another panel of the little box, and I'm going to then trim off the little wings because I don't need those. I just want the backing. That's there to just simply clean up the back. I'm going to put some Terra tape on my feathers once I have them in the cluster I want, and that'll not only hold my feathers, but I'm going to adhere them to the back of my box. So you can see now it's a little messy. We don't want to look at that, so I'm just going to go ahead and add some more Terra tape, and then I'm going to go ahead and remove the backing off of that, and then I will adhere that little back panel that we just trimmed off, and I'm going to adhere that to the back just to hide all those little clusters of feathers, the little backings there. I'm going to remove all the backing off my Terra tape. There we go. I'm going to put one little more piece right here. I realize I need one towards the base. And then I'm just going to replace that. Press it in place, and now it looks all cleaned up. So to make our box, we're just going to put a few pieces of tear tape on those little wings, on the back ones. You only need it on one set. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and now remove the backing, and then you're going to press the front panels onto the back panels. And it goes pretty quickly. It just pulls up, pushes on the side, just stick your fingers in there and press, and your little box is made. And then you fill it with some goodies. All I had on hand was some mint, so I'm just going to show that. Of course, pick little goodies that the kids like. If they're younger, maybe put some little fishies or something like that in there. So I also die cut a little tag, and I'm going to put the name of my grandson here, Theo. His name is Theodore, but we call him Theo, of course. And then I'm just going to adhere our little label or little tag with his name onto the little turkey. And now you have that one to set for his little place area. The next one is the holly. This one goes a lot quicker and is a lot more simple. We have our fry box, and we're going to go ahead and assemble our little fry box. We're going to do that simply by putting, of course, our little tabs, tear tape on our tabs, just like we did the first one. And we'll remove the backing off of those and go ahead and make our box. And again, this little box is from InkyStamper, and of course I'll have everything that I use as best I can linked in the description below. Now these are mini, you can make them as big or as small as you want. Alright, so I'm going to use an on-point glue to adhere our two holly leaves together, and then I will adhere them to my box. I'm going to use a clothespin to hold it there for a moment, so just it takes a minute to make sure the adhesive sticks properly. And then I'll add my little berries by adding little drops of on-point glue. I'll grab my Memento marker and Rhubarb Stalk and write my granddaughter's name, which is Amara. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere that using a little on-point glue, because you can use either glue to adhere these to the box. And I'm going to adhere her little tag on there. Fill it again with whatever candies or goodies you would like, and now you have perfect little place settings with the little fun things. Now if you don't want candy for the little ones, you can put little crayons for them to color little things. Either way, the fillings are up to you. So to create our little boxes today, we use tear tape, on-point glue, Kaleidacolor, and Delicata ink to create our feathers, some Memento markers for the face of our turkey, and I have, like I said, leftover panels, but these panels were made with firework sprays. Again, there was Ladybug, Cottage ivory, and bamboo leaves. But I'll have everything linked for you in the description box below. These are quick and easy, fun little things you can do to add a little extra to your holiday table setting this season. Thank you for being here. I hope you found some inspiration.